Hi there everybody, and welcome to another video. On today's video I have this Lexus IS250. This is a 2008 model, and on this video I'm going to be changing the battery in this car. So the battery I got for it is this Banner. It's a 600 amp 12 volt. So just before I start with the battery replacement here, one thing to note is that you might need an OBD computer in order to delete any fault codes that may be generated by changing the battery. And also sometimes the idle can be on high, up to 2000 revs, and you might need this in order to reset the idle in the car. The car is dead at the moment, so I can't really unlock it with a remote, so we're just going to use the emergency key that's in the fob here. So you just have to flick that little clip there and this key will come out like so, and then you need to get it in there in the right way and unlock the car. There will be a little cover here. Okay, so this little cover here will be sitting in there, and there's a hole at the bottom of this, which you can use the same key to pop it out. It's literally just sitting in there, it's just clipped on there, and with the key in that little hole you can actually just unclip it from there, and that will give you access to the barrel. And once you access the car, as we just did with the key, you need to open the bonnet here, pull that, and I already opened my bonnet, but you need to get your finger just under the bonnet here and move, just push that there to get this bonnet open, because basically you won't be able to pull it up. You have to press the little bit, and that's where the battery is. The one that I fitted in 2021, it's pretty much the same. It's 630 amps, so it's slightly different, but it should be okay. So to remove this battery, it's not really that hard. We need to undo the 10 mil here, 10 mil here, and another 10 mil for this, which is already loose, as I can see. Usually, so this is the negative side here. I'm going to undo the negative first and remove that. Okay, I've got my 10 mil socket here, and before I start removing the battery, make sure you have the key with you in case you change the battery or remove the terminals or something happens that the car decides to lock itself. It's happened to me before, not on this car, but it has. So just make sure you have the key with you, and I'm going to remove negative side first. Okay, put it to one side. Then we can do the positive side. Again, push it somewhere. Okay, now let's take this 10 mil out. Just to the side here, you will see this connection as well. So you just wanna remove that as well. Okay, so if you get your hand down here, you press, there's a little clip here that you can press, you'll be able to pull this out. So it's just that bit there, you need to press it in order to unplug it from the side. Okay, so now you should hopefully be able to pull this plastic cover out. So battery, now is the time to be careful with your back, and this is loose now, so you'll be able to lift it out. So that's what I'm going to do now. Okay, battery's out. So as I said, be careful with your back, and again, to fit the new battery, make sure all the connections are on one side to make your life be easier, because they are heavy, and so when you get things that obstruct, then it makes life a little bit harder. Okay, so now I'm gonna get my new battery in. Okay, so I got it in there, and this bit, as you may have noticed earlier, it fell in, so you just need to grab it back up basically, and you can, while the battery is loose, you can move the battery a little bit so you can get your hand in there and pull it up. And now I can actually fit the clamp. Okay, I've got my clamp on there, and now we can put this 10mm back in here. Just being careful so the 10mm doesn't go out flying. Oh, actually, I completely forgot about that. So that has to go in here before we put the clamp on. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. All right, got that back on. Now I can plug this connection here as it was. That's it. Okay, that's plugged in. Now we can move on to connecting the positive here. Another reason for having the key with you is that the battery will make you jump. I didn't actually know that that would actually happen. Some cars, or many cars, don't actually, that doesn't actually happen. Anyway, okay, that's on, and the last thing I need to do is secure these properly, but I will need a smaller ratchet or my 10mm spanner. But in order to finish the video here, I'm just gonna get the car started, and so now we can obviously unlock the car with the key, and the car doesn't start. But no, that's just because it didn't start, because I haven't really started this car in a very long while. One of the reasons the battery was dead. But as you can see, there's no warning signs, there's nothing to to delete or program or reset, apart from the probably maybe the time you need to set, but that's pretty simple. You have these controls here. I think you can just adjust time and whatnot, but having said what I've just said, there's a couple of things that when the battery is disconnected, some fault codes are generated, even though you might not be able to see them. So it's a good idea to plug in an OBD computer at some point and delete those fault codes, although they're not going to interfere with your driving or whatever immediately, or they won't interfere. It's just with time those faults will disappear because the car will recognize the battery is good and everything is okay. The only thing you might need to program is the one-touch opening of the windows, and if I press this window, it doesn't go down. If I click it up, it doesn't go up, and the rest of the windows actually don't work, and that means you need to hold the switch. So for example, the passenger side here, if I hold the switch up for a few seconds, and release it, it should technically start working. Hang on, let me program this one first. So if I close that, hold the switch up for a few seconds, up to, I think it's up to 12 seconds or so. Right, now it's on the one-touch operation, and the same, we need to do the same with the other keys, with the other windows, so they actually start operating, as far as I remember. In fact, I think you need to go to each individual window and program it individually. So that's not working. If you come here, it works from here, but again, so hold it to about 12 seconds. Now that's on a one touch, and technically it should work from here. So yeah, so basically you need to do that with each window. So I have to go and do that one and that one from their switches, not from here. Okay, so after changing the battery, you may also notice that the revs are a little bit high, and they're not settling at about 1,000 or sort of 700, 800 RPM, which possibly with a bit of driving, the car will relearn its values. But at the moment, I'm just using here the computer to scan whatever fault codes may have been created by changing the battery. Which, to be honest, it looks like not many have, and nothing really has. So just a solar sensor circuit. So I'm gonna try to clear that anyway. That's cleared. So there's nothing else here to suggest we have an issue with the idling, which means it will most likely settle by itself. So in fact, if we take it for a little drive, I'm just gonna take it down the road and come back, and then that may settle by itself. Okay, so I just found this section here that talks about the idle speed. So you have a self-learning value reset, you have number 2 idle learning, and number 3 part here as well, where it says, if idle is out of specific scope, please perform the following procedure. Preheat the engine coolant temperature is above 80 degrees C. With AC and all accessories off, drive the vehicle at a speed of 10 kilometers an hour. Place the shift lever to P position. If P position not available, shift to N. Stay at idle for 20 seconds with all accessories off. Repeat procedure B and C. Check if idle speed is within a specific scope. So that would be the manual way of doing it. And this one, you need the diagnostics tool, and this other one also is like a manual procedure. So I'm gonna try a few of these and see how we get on, and see if I get that to normal, then I will put it on the video. Okay, so the idle is now where it should be. So basically I follow the procedure here, where it says turn ignition switch off, wait for 30 seconds, start engine and preheat until engine coolant temperature is above 50. Start learning when engine coolant temperature is above 80 degrees. After engine warm up, please shift the lever to position P or N. So mine was originally on P, but I put it on N, and I left it for 5 minutes with everything off. So I switched the accessories off there, and anything else, lights off, everything off, radio off. And then I waited for 5 minutes, and sure enough, that started to settle by itself. So yes, it might be that driving the car would have settled the idle anyway. So just a few things to note when you actually, if you change the battery, so you have to reset the windows and possibly the idle. Otherwise there was not really many fault codes in here. There was just one fault code, the one we saw. So apart from that, I don't think there's anything else that you may need to do. So in any case, I hope the video helps. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video. So thank you for watching.